We believe PALI 2108 has the potential to be first in class for treating fibrostenotic Crohn's and then best in class for treating ulcerative colitis, especially as we develop our precision medicine approach.
Welcome back, and thank you for joining us for another Virtual Investor What This Means segment. My name is Janine Thomas. I am CEO of JTCIR, and I will be the moderator today. I'm very excited to welcome back Palisade Bio to our Virtual Investor platform, and I am very pleased to be joined by JD Finley. He is Chief Executive Officer of the company. Welcome back, JD.
Thanks, Janine. Always a pleasure to join you.
Before we get started, I just want to inform our audience that Palisade Bio is listed on NASDAQ and trades under the ticker PALI. And during today's discussion, the company will be making forward-looking statements, and I encourage everyone to view the company's website at palisadebio.com or the SEC's website for the latest filings and information. So, JD, I have to start off. Congratulations on sharing the top-line data from your recent Phase 1A study for PALI 2108. So can you give us a quick summary of the main highlights from that readout?
Thanks, Janine. I'd say there are three key takeaways from these data. First, PALI 2108 was shown to be safe and well tolerated in humans, and this is consistent with our findings in our preclinical animal studies. Demonstrating safety and tolerability was particularly important because while other PDE4 inhibitors like apremilast have shown efficacy in reducing symptoms of ulcerative colitis, their use has often been limited because of poor tolerability, especially due to upper GI exposure and systemic distribution. Our prodrug formulation appears to have successfully addressed these limitations thanks to localized bioactivation and reduced systemic exposure. The pharmacokinetic data confirm that the GI-restricted prodrug is released in the small intestine, and then it's bioactivated in the terminal ileum and colon, which validates for us the intended design and mechanism of action. And then second, we observed sustained levels of the active drug in the colon, which supports our belief that PALI 2108 could potentially offer improved efficacy over currently approved therapies for UC. And then finally, the data from this study will be critical in refining our dosing strategy for UC patients as we advance into the next phases of clinical development.
So speaking of what's next, what do you see as the upcoming steps for PALI 2108?
Well, in the short term, we're focusing on two main objectives. First, we plan to start longer-term toxicology studies in animals, and this will set the stage for us to conduct our proof-of-concept studies in humans. And then at the same time, we plan to evaluate the safety and tolerability and the ileocolonic PK for once-daily dosing in a small group of patients with fibrostenotic Crohn's disease. Our previous animal data, along with what we're seeing in our ongoing Phase 1AB study, show that enough active drug reaches the terminal ileum where fibrosis occurs in Crohn's patients. And as you know, Janine, fibrostenotic Crohn's presents a huge unmet medical need. The current market for this indication is estimated at over $7.7 billion annually, and currently, there are no approved therapies specifically targeting this condition. More than half of all Crohn's patients develop fibrotic stenosis, and about 70% of those eventually need surgery to remove a portion of their obstructed GI tract. We've been working closely with experts in this field, and they are all very excited about advancing PALI 2108 for this indication. To our knowledge, only two other companies are developing therapies for fibrostenotic Crohn's, and we're the only one with a drug that's both anti-fibrotic as well as anti-inflammatory. And we believe this is something that gives us a significant edge. And then, in addition to that, PDE4 inhibitors like PALI 2108 have shown promising efficacy in similar difficult fibrotic diseases such as IPF, where there's a PDE4 inhibitor designed to target the lungs that has seen late-stage success. We believe that by enrolling a small group of fibrostenotic Crohn's patients in our current study, we'll be able to gather data that will help us determine dosing for this specific group, and will augment what we're already learning for ulcerative colitis patients. And all of this leads us to our plan for starting proof of concept studies for both indications, both fibrostenotic Crohn's and ulcerative colitis, in the first half of 2026.
JD, congratulations again, and that is all very exciting. So is there anything else you'd like to add before we wrap up?
Well, first off, Janine, thank you for giving me the chance to share our story with investors. As you can probably tell, our team is very passionate about what we're doing with PALI 2108, and we're especially excited to be targeting two very large markets in the IBD space. We believe PALI 2108 has the potential to be first in class for treating fibrostenotic Crohn's, and then best in class for treating ulcerative colitis, especially as we develop our precision medicine approach to identify patients who will be most likely to respond to our PDE4 inhibitor. We're proud of everything we've achieved over the past year and a half since acquiring this asset, and we're very excited for what's ahead in the coming months.
Well, thanks for that. And with that, this concludes the Virtual Investor What This Means segment featuring Palisade Bio. I'd like to thank JD for joining us today, and I'd also like to thank our audience for tuning in. As a reminder, Palisade trades on NASDAQ under the ticker PALI. And if you like what you saw today, I encourage you to visit palisadebio.com for more information on the company and to sign up to follow the company to receive their alerts, as well as follow their social channels to stay current on the latest information. And you can also visit virtualinvestorco.com for our latest segments and events calendar. Thanks again, JD. Thanks to our audience, and I wish everyone a great rest of your day.